nothing. They never loaned us anything. They just charged us for what was already ours. And it's a hypothetical debt that really does not exist. And besides that, it's owed by the corporation, not the people of this country. The Americans don't owe the debt. The U.S. citizens do. And I explain that in my seminars, how that works. That's why I teach people to come out from the debtor side and go to the creditor side so they're not involved in the national debt.
Very interesting. CW or Debbie, anything you want to... I'm checking your pulses over here with all this information. Either one of you want to pop anything in here, or Gail?
Well, I think this is the perfect time to bring up that there are seminars still going on throughout the country and education on how this all works, and people really need to get to these classes. So I know that we've got a few coming up in California, and I know that they're going on all over the country, too. So... CW, you're helping coordinate a couple of them here in California, aren't you?
I am. Tim, why don't you share what people can expect to learn?
Well, CW, they're going to learn a number of things. First, they're going to understand what happened in America. We're going to explain to them why we are in the position we're at. We're going to explain to them what the difference between a debtor and a creditor is. And we're not going to just tell them about the problems. We're going to give them solutions. And we're going to give them solutions to their individual problems. And these are very powerful solutions that I teach. It's helped thousands and thousands of the American people.
And we can hold our hands up here, too.
We teach you about how debt works. We teach you about being a private banker, because you certainly are once you become a creditor, and how you can discharge debts through that system. And we do this... We're going to teach you A to Z. We're going to give you the forms. We're going to show you how to fill out the forms. We're going to teach you what the forms are, what they do, what they don't do. There's a tremendous amount of information. And in this particular one in Garden Grove that's coming up, what date is that?
April 15th, 16th, 17th, and 18th.
April 15th through 18th is a 4-day seminar, and we're going to teach you about enforcement as well. And so this is going to be a great time. And if you have an issue, like a legal issue, for instance, out there, and you're in one of those positions where you really don't want an attorney or can't afford an attorney, we're going to show you an alternative way that is much more powerful than any attorney could ever be for you, and show you how to deal with your issues. And when you leave the 4-day seminar, you will actually have a negative averment action that you will tailor-made to your own private case, if that's what you want to do.
I want to say something here, because I've taken advantage, and Debbie has as well, of Tim's classes, and I've also been to some of CW's events, and I want you to know that I have not made a house payment in over 26 months. And one of the reasons that that's true is because I know I don't owe them anything. And when you know you don't owe them anything, all of a sudden there's just lots of things that you can do. And when you find out what you're owed and what you don't owe and how it all works, it's kind of like some of the information you've been hearing today. So, CW, I've been inspired by what you did actually to get the Restore America plan happening, and I was wondering if you could let our listeners know what we actually created. We created messages to 50 governors, but I thought maybe you could give us a little bit of the clockwork behind that, so to speak.
Well, the Guardian Elders had set up that where we have a state coordinator and co-coordinators in each state to assist in getting the information out and collecting some signatures that could be attached to the message that was sent to the governors.
And basically, also, we're grand jury members, so...
That's correct.
And if you could let people know what a grand jury member, what we stood for and what that's about, I think that would be powerful.
I'd rather let Tim explain the
that's a good idea.
Position of what a grand juror is going to be doing.
Well, as most of you know, I've been in this movement for quite a number of years, probably 20, 25 years, and we've done a number of different things over the years. The Restore America plan was brought together simply because there needed to be a solution to the problem of the corporation. And what happened is that as some of our people went and talked to the Supreme Court and to the powers that be and explained to them, they understood. They said, yes, we understand your problem. The problem that we have is we cannot see you. It's a legal term. I can't see you. That means you don't exist in the legal sense. And the court was exactly correct. Because the people vacated their office, they did not exist. And so what the Supreme Court explained is that in order to exist and where we can see you, you're going to have to resurrect a civil authority. And one of the ways that you can resurrect a civil authority is create a grand jury in every state of 27 people, and then we can see you and recognize you. And they said, if we can see you and recognize you, we will support what you do.
Wow. That's huge.
And that's where the Restore America plan began. And so we set about organizing the 50 grand juries, and that's when I was asked to come on board to help organize and unite the people, which as most of you know, I've been working on that for a number of years. And
can you share with us how the American public was fooled into vacating?
Well, basically, in 1868, the 41st Congress assembled, and they said, we're going to create a corporation. This was right after the Civil War, and the country was pretty much in turmoil. The South was being ransacked by the carpetbaggers, and things were pretty much in a mess. Many of the people in the South were either executed or put in prison, and their property was stolen from them. And everybody thinks that Abraham Lincoln was such a real righteous, Christian, godly man. Actually, he was a direct descendant of the Rothschild family, and he was. Most people don't know who assassinated President Lincoln, and this is not, folks. This is not something we got off the internet. It actually came out of the records of his family. He was assassinated by his wife, Mary Todd Lincoln, because he had an affair with another woman and had 2 illegitimate children. His real name was not Lincoln at all. His real father's name was A.A. Springs, and A.A. Springs was a direct descendant of the Rockefeller family.
Really?
I mean, the Rothschild family, I'm sorry. And so Lincoln he did a lot of bad things in his presidency that was covered up. And and one of the things that he did, he arrested more than 2,000 political prisoners during his term of office and put them in prison without any trial or anything. It kind of sounds a lot like what's going on today, doesn't it?
It does, just a little.
And so many people don't know that he did a lot of that. He also stole a lot of properties and lands from people when he was president, and passed laws to take a whole lot of other things. So contrary to the popular belief, Abraham Lincoln was not a good man, and that's in the historical records. That's not off the internet. I've got books on that. But anyway,
we actually need to take a break right now, so we'll come back with the rest of the truth about Abraham Lincoln after the break, and we're going to be hearing Diamond Alignment now, so I look forward to that.
We live in a world that is more alive with possibility than ever before in history. Yet it is easy to get lost in the confusion and chaos of such an accelerated world. How do we stay connected and aligned with the unlimited potential that lies within us and soar in these exciting yet challenging times? Diamond Alignment, a sacred technology for the 21st century, offers high-speed connection and alignment with this divine power within, both convenient and profound. The 6-minute multi